My dear lovely Libras, my beautiful Libras, this is your horoscope for June 2024. And June will start with Mercury, planet of communication and signing contracts, entering your travel house, your house of education, house of higher mind, house of, a life concept. Now, Mercury is transiting your ninth house, and the one that I mentioned, it's all about travel, your higher mind. It seems like your thoughts, your communication, whatever you will be talking about, communicating about with your surrounding will be all related to travels. Maybe your mind will be kind of traveling, if not physically, but then you would probably want to. I don't blame you because summer is starting, and of course, we all planning travel some. So most probably your plans and thoughts and your mind and communication will be all about travel. Or for some of you, especially those of you who are busy with studies, then it might be about your education, about your university or studies. You might be in communication with some colleges and with your study institutions, concerning some papers or your diploma or research. So it might be quite a lot of communication around those topics too. And for some of you, it might be about documents and visa. Now, those of you who are busy, immigrating somewhere, or let's say you've immigrated already somewhere and now you're busy actually establishing your legal grounds in that country for you, yourself, or your family, and you might start the process. You might be gathering some documents, applications, submitting, resubmitting, you might be communicating a lot with those institutions like foreign affairs and travel agencies or immigration agencies, so that because Mercury is already it is the significator of the documents and signing contracts planet. It's a communication planet. It's coming into this area of your life, which also rules all sorts of travel documents, immigration documents. You might get, your June might start on that point for some of you, and for others it might be about legal affairs. Those of you who are involved in legal cases and processes, it might get quite busy by the beginning of June around any type of case you're involved in, especially those of you who are in that profession, my dear Libras, lawyers, judges, and prosecutors, all those professions. And if you're a teacher or some sort of mentor, you will get also quite a lot of chatting, messaging requests, all sorts of mentoring requests, teaching requests, and classes in the beginning of June. And those of you who are writing a book or writing actually researching something, or writing an article, if you're in a media area, you will also get your shine, my dear Libras. Seems like you will you will be in contact with editors or publishing house, or you might be writing, or actually start writing your book, a research, or an article. And it's also exams, house. And if you have some exam like in the beginning of June, then that exam might get you busy. You might be all busy about getting ready for that exam, passing it, taking it, and all those things. Now, for the most of June, Jupiter, newly found in your same ninth house of travel and education and publishing and legal affairs and foreign affairs, all these areas, they are under the ninth house. Now, and Jupiter is exactly in your ninth house, newly transiting up until next June 2025. So for the whole year, it will start its transit in June, and for the most of June, it will make a trine with Pluto, meaning amazing connection, amazing aspect, friendly aspect with Pluto, planet of transformation, which is transiting your house of children, house of joy, and house of business. Now, business owners will be happy in June, especially those of you, and plus also who are wishing for kids, for children, on the fertility journeys, and for those of you who have kids. And also the third planet, Neptune, planet of magic, planet of imagination. This planet, well, those three planets will make beautiful, friendly aspects to each other. And Neptune will be situated in your house of daily life, daily obligations, your house of work, house of health. And it seems like because of this trio, you might be, for the most of June, it's like a background kind of topic for you. You might be quite enjoying those areas that let's say with your kids, with your children, with their education, and in general your higher mind will get activated, meaning that you will it seems like that you will be quite satisfied with your current life, what you've achieved, and maybe it might be even about your exams or about your education. Whatever is the situation in your life currently concerning those areas of life that I mentioned, you might be quite happy about those, and it's like kind of a background topic will be circulating. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I'm in Cyprus currently. My summer has already started and I'm enjoying sun and the sea, and I thought to show you this beautiful view of the sea, and while you're watching for your horoscope, also to meditate maybe, so that your dreams and wishes will manifest. Now, okay, let's continue. On 6th of June, we have new moon. New moons are all about new beginnings, new chapters, new stories. And new moon is in your ninth house, happening in your ninth house, the same house of higher mind, same house of education, house of travel, all documents, all things related to travel, all things related to foreign, will conjunct Venus. And Venus is your ruler, planet of beauty and planet of love, and also planet of money. Now, something's new starting in your life, my dear Libras, in that area. For some of you, it might be some education somewhere in a foreign country, in a foreign university. For some of you, it might be a new legal case and it might be concerning divorce or something related to love affair, or for some of you it might be this travel document, or you might actually travel somewhere around 6th of June, somewhere very beautiful, somewhere where you would enjoy, and for some of you it might be about foreign affairs. As I said, this visas and documents, you might start new process kind of, but this new moon comes with a little hiccup in the face of Saturn, planet of obligations, responsibilities, planet of age, and planet of limitations, restrictions. Now, this planet will be transiting your house of work and house of health. And Saturn will make harsh angle to that new moon and Venus. From your work, it might be suggesting that at the same time you will be traveling, but somehow you will have to remember about your responsibilities at work, about your responsibilities that you have and obligations like of daily life schedule kinda. It might be that because of work you might not be able to travel, or because of health issues, some health concerns might be coming up around this new moon. And it might also impact your plans around your education, whether it's travel, whether it's a legal case, or whether it's a publishing or writing a book. Or it might be that your religion or mentality, let's say belief, convictions are changing because of Saturn making that harsh angle to that new moon, like kind of a reality checkup, because Saturn is exactly reality checkup kind of planet, and it's exactly in your house of daily life, and it might hit as a health issue or as a work responsibility. You should check what's in your life going on. So I am just trying to mention what it might be related to, and Saturn in general rules in your natal chart your house of home and house of family, house of real estate, and it might be concerning those topics too. For example, like you might be worried, let's say, where your life, which direction is life like is taking you, especially concerning your living situation, concerning your, let's say, apartment or real estate, or your family in general, about people, in your family, or especially your mother, because fourth house rules mother's life. It might be something related to your mother or her work or her health, and it will be impacting, let's say, your decisions around those foreign affairs and travels. And in general, in the beginning of June, you might be quite actively engaged in those, all foreign people, foreign languages, foreign companies, kind of stuff, and documents. Now, moving forward, let's see what Mars is doing. Where is your effort, going into? Now, Mars is our drive, is our energy, it's our motivation. And Mars will be in your, will enter on 9th of June, your financial house of shared money. Shared, when I say shared money, it's about alimony, it's about bank loans, especially those of you who are trying to get it or has it, let's say, or shared money. It's also investments, because 8th house is also investment house, like in any like crypto or shares or bonds, whatever it might be. And 8th house, also the money, for example, that you share with your husband or wife, or with your steady sweetheart, with your long-term partner. Or also if you're in business, let's say, if you're not married, and if you're not, let's say, you say that I don't have a husband or wife, it might be money that you actually share with your business partner in business, for example. And Mars, hitting on 9th of June, that part of your life will heat it up, will, kind of awaken your desire to kind of earn more in that area of your life, and maybe even invest into kind of crypto or shares or bonds or anything, actually gold, for example. And Mars can give this kind of a desire to all those money, how to say, activities, when it hits your that house, 8th house. Now, it might be also bring quite a lot of activities around your, let's say, your activities with the bank or financial institutions. You might be visiting one of those, about loans, about taking maybe, or about some mortgages and all those things, all those financial affairs that we do with financial institutions and banks. It might be that you will like literally physically go in there, or you will have quite a lot of activities around that. And also 8th house is house of taxes. Now, quite a lot of you guys will start, you might start your tax submission, tax return kind of applications, and all those things, and like contacting with tax authorities as well. And also 8th house is a house of health, and here I would suggest you to take extra care, because Mars, is the ruler of all sharp objects like knives, and including surgical knives, doctor's knives, and all those things, and sharp objects. And here Mars moving into your exactly health house, it might suggest some maybe traumas, or you would be really wise to take extra care and be very careful while Mars is transiting your 8th house. It might not be so how to say, serious, but it's just some small kind of accidents might happen. So just be careful, my dear beautiful Libras. Now, when Mars enters into your 8th house, it's also about conception. Now, many of you, especially those of you who are like on a fertility journey, on conception journey, it might be that Mars will bring those kind of surgeries, operations, like especially those of you who've decided to do it through in vitro or other known traditional, let's say, ways. And Mars here suggests that quite a lot of activities might happen here, and you might actually take up your operation date around 9th of June, like, plus or minus 2-3 days. Now, when Mars also will enter your 8th house, right after, on June 11th, it will square, meaning it will make disagreement with Pluto. These two planets will be in a disagreement for for the second good part of June. So here, Pluto is transiting currently your house of children, house of joy and business, and especially business owners, listen up. And Pluto and Mars, these two planets, when they argue on the sky, it's a bit of an explosive aspect. And I would also suggest, but it's kind of a background kind of play also, but still like tensions will be high. So I would suggest exercising patience and a bit of a care. Mars in your 8th house and Pluto in your 5th house, especially for those of you who are business owners, it might be relating about investments into your business, money, bank loans. You might be a bit short on money, like returning to the bank out of your business, or vice versa. Banks won't be so willing to lend money for your business ideas and all, any sort of kind of. I could give you numerous, examples, but it all depends what is your situation right now. But the point here is these two planets, they are indicating to those areas of lives, and especially for those of you guys who are, like, let's say, trying to have a business. And for some of you, it might be about kids, my dear Libras. For some of you, it might be their education. Like, you might be concerned about their funding, how to fund their education, colleges, and all these things. And there might be some tension around that, and tension also around alimony. Let's say if you share in custody, or you are receiving alimony for a kid, and it might be some tension from your let's say ex-partner's side, especially concerning money for the kid. And also for some of you, it might be health-wise, because as I said, it's an explosive aspect. It might be also about health. You might not feel yourself well around these aspects when they are forming. And also it might be about your love affair. For example, if you are single and if you start dating recently someone, and that someone, there might be some sort of issues with that person, especially concerning intimacy and let's say sex life, and there might be some, let's say, explosive aspect and kind of in general not good period for dating, because Pluto also naturally rules your house of income, and it might be also some sort of manipulative relationships could be forming around this date. So I would actually leave June alone and take care about yourself, and other months will be better for start dating, my dear Libras. Now moving forward, we also have. And one more thing, 8th house is also about insurances, any type of insurances, medical insurance, or a life insurance, or for a car. So it might be, all sorts of accidents here. So take extra care. And you might actually just buy an insurance for those things. Mars here might also be manifested in that way, that you will just buy or consider your insurance, changing it, or somehow maybe adding some other policies. So now moving forward, by the second half of June, we have Venus, your ruler planet of beauty and love, and also money, on 17th of June, together with planet of communication and signing contracts, Mercury, moving into your 10th house. Now 10th house is the highest house in our chart, and it's all about career. It's all about what we are striving to achieve, what we want to achieve in this life. And it's all about also social status, how much reputation we have, and we possess. And Venus together with Mercury, your ruler Venus, will move into your 10th house, giving you all sorts of thoughts, into your future career, actually. And Sun will follow those two on 20th of June into your 10th house, and it will give even more attention. Your attention will switch into that area of your life, how much reputation you possess, what is your social status, let's say, what's your next career move, and what's your aspirations in terms of job and your career, and in general your stance in a bigger society. Now, on 20th of June, we also have a summer solstice, when we have the longest day of the year. Make sure to manifest something. Solstices are very important in astrology. So ancient astrologers, they always use those times for something productive. Let's say for manifesting something, for example. So 20th of June, mark that day in your calendar to go and meditate. Now, June will finish up by full moon on 22nd of June in your house of family and home, and also real estate. Now, that full moon, full moons are all about conclusions. They bring some sort of conclusion to some situation that was already there in your life, bubbling up. It's not a new thing. It was just waiting this full moon to bring you the last sentence, the last kind of result. And or full moon also may act as a big light onto some situation, like making you to put attention into some situation or an event or a person that you simply been not noticing, or not or just ignoring, let's say. So it brings your actually attention to something. Now, that full moon will be met by Neptune with a harsh angle. And Neptune is the planet of magic and planet of imaginations. It's an amazing planet, but it's also a planet of illusions and delusions. and also Neptune is connected with fog. It's a bit foggy. Whatever it touches, it makes it unclear. It makes it a bit foggy, and we usually don't see the full picture, clear picture around the situation. And this full moon will be that way. So because of the Neptune taking part in that. Now, happening in your fourth house, and Neptune is transiting your house of work and your house of health. It's a daily life, day-to-day, like schedule, what we do every day. And it seems like that it might be actually related to that real estate that you've been negotiating or aiming or thinking to buy or sell. Or it might be also about any actually real estate that you've been trying to do some sort of operations with. And it seems like some things might not be so clear about that real estate, and especially like in terms of it might seem like very nice real estate, but at the same time it won't be so much, let's say, convenient or comfortable for living, like day-to-day living, or for your schedule. For example, it might be very far from your work, or vice versa. You will be thinking it's really near, and you will it's very convenient, but at the same time some things might be off, like it might really not have maybe public transportation nearby, for example. And also for some of you it might be really about family, your people within your family. It's a family composition for house. Now, full moons, they usually finish some things, and around 22nd of June one of your family members might move out, let's say, from your apartment, from your place where you live, or they might like really to move some other city, to move to some other country, or stop, let's say, living with you together. Some sort of change happening around this your family composition, my dear Libras. And also it might be for some of you especially about your mother, because fourth house is the mother. So it might be actually your mother is going somewhere maybe traveling for the whole year, maybe living to some other into some other country. And for some of you it might be about actually immigration and citizenship status. If you've been in a situation like, let's say, applying and submitting all those documents, it seems like that it will take more time and it might be that your work or your colleague might help you out on those questions. And it seems like because of work it won't be so fast, let's say, or some things may not be clear around those documents while you're like submitting them. And also it might indicate that because you've been, let's say, so nervous, so worried about those documents and immigration things, it might actually be consequential on your health. So take care of your health in June, my dear Libras. It might be that you won't be feeling so vital. You won't be feeling so energized because of this all rushing around these documents and immigration and citizenship things. Now, here at this full moon, Pluto, planet of transformation, will try to help you out because it will make amazing friendly aspect to that foggy Neptune that is making a whole situation unclear and foggy from your house of children and house of business. And it seems like that your kids will be the ones who will support you. You will see the support in the eyes of your kids, and and it seems like whatever will be the situation, it seems like you will anyhow will be happy with the outcome and with the life in general and with yourself, my dear Libras. This was your horoscope for June. Stay tuned for July, and don't forget to check your rising sign and moon sign to get the fuller picture of the month ahead, and be armed and aware to get ready for the June full force, my dear Libras. Love you all. Bye bye.